Alright, this is for the Women in Horror Month, and I'm starting off with my drawing done. It's been done with Liquitex markers, or paint markers, and I'm going to start with the Liquitex bright blue. You can use any bright blue, but I am seriously watering it down because I want to be able to see my drawing through. It's not like that black won't show up, but the rest of it, Liquitex is awesome in the idea that you can use it to paint almost any color. If I use this bright blue or brilliant blue over the black full strength, I might be able to cover it, believe it or not. So I'm just trying to get some blue in here. Now I'm not going too much up here. This is going to be our reflection, so there's going to be more of it's going to be more of the pinks and the blues, and we'll have to be a little more selective up there. Down here, we don't have to be. This is going to be, this is our shade color right here. Now, you see how I've got that line? That's really my darkest shade. So I'm going to take some of that blue, and I'm going to mix a little bit of that, of my Payne's Gray. And I'm going to put it in here right now, because as we go over it, I can adjust how much I want. But definitely can tell you I don't necessarily want my cute little scribbles going on. There we go. Throw those in. Now we can put some of this bright blue up in here, and we can just go across and just pick places and put it in just random. But we don't want to get rid of most of this because this is going to be our facial reflection, so there's going to be random places. Okay. Well, I am going to continue with the blue on the background. So we're just grabbing my blue. We're going all the way across. And as we get to our creature, we want him to have the appearance of being further away. So I keep misting my blue to kind of cut it down a little bit so it's not full strength. I'm going to go ahead and come up like this though. And we can fix whatever colors I don't like up here. But as we come over our creature, we want it to kind of be a little further away, so I'm adding a little Payne's Gray to that blue. And see, it's just, it dulls him down. And the reason we're dulling him down is we want him to seem further away, like he's in the depths of this murky water and he's coming at her. Because that's actually what happened. She was doing like this awesome water ballet stuff, and here comes the creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know if you've seen the film, but it's cheese-tastic, and but it's so much fun. Let's get that spot right there. Let's get that a little wetter. This is what I'm talking about, getting it to, see how that actually can block out the black if you get it too full strength, too close to full strength. It actually go through that black. And that's one of those cool things about Liquitex that I love. Now we're just covering. Covering. And we're going to cover that arm too. Because her skin is a pinky white, and her bathing suit is definitely white. Now, to give it some depth, we're going to keep everything we got going on, but we're going to have to darken around him and lighten around her. As crazy as it sounds. So, we're going to try it. But I'm taking this crappy little brush. I mean, the cruddiest little brush I can find. And I'm going to take some of that Payne's Gray, a little bit. And see, over here on this side, I'm going to just really darken that. Now, understand it's still mixed with that blue, so here we go, just like that, just getting some of that darkened here. Because when we come back through, what we're going to do is we're going to just add highlights to him. He's got that whole green, scaly, froggy, toady thing. And we'll add red to his lips because that mask was awesome. It was, it had these big, monstrous, like, I don't know, the best I can, parasite lips kind of thing. It looked kind of like the Fluke out of the X-Files. But anyway, there see, that's going to kind of give it some dark. Now her hair is dark, so we will have to lighten her up by kind of this is going to be lightened. Her lips are going to be, they're going to reflect the same red as in him on his lips, and there we go. We're going to kind of give you the idea that he is much further down in the depths. So we're going to lighten up here a little bit with our, let me see if I've got any whites over here. Okay. Jumpin' Jehoshaphat's. I know I have whites over here, so anyway, what we plan to do is we'll do that. There it is. There's my Liquitex white. Okay. I'm taking some of the whites and we're going to add just a touch of yellow to it. This will be the Cad Yellow Medium. And we're going to add just a touch of that to the white. Because, hey, I love you. Okay, excuse me. Because we're going to take that small brush. I'm going to mix that white with it, that yellow. And we're going to make some highlights up there. This is going to be our really light swear. some white here. Awesome. We'll just keep filling in as we see fit. Which there's going to be a little bit this way behind her. Again. Add some of that up here. I want that to feel like the top, so I'm just kind of doing little streaks. Something like that, except I don't like those chunky, so I'm just going to smear them right there. And let's do some more precision around these black lines here. Like that. And like that. Now our face should be dry enough to move over to this side. So I'm going to take Cad Red. Cad Red light, medium light. Okay, I'm going to mix Cad Red light with Cad Yellow. Medium light with Cad Yellow. And I'm going to get an orangey color. And then I'm going to, see that orangey color? Not a problem. Now I'm going to take just a touch of that blue and kind of dull it down. Because I don't want it to be completely orange, but I'm going to start right about here, I think. Now, the fun thing is, since we've already got that blue tinge underneath, it's going to look more like it's in the water. But the cool thing is, the way to really make it look like it's in the water is we take this Cad Yellow and this Cad Orange, and we mix it together, we get that color. Then we add light, or white to it. And I think I need a little more white to it. I'm going to do something like this. Because when you're underwater, you get the reflections of the water on you. So what we have to do is make sure that we are following this curve. See, this is curving down. This is a shoulder, so it's going to curve down, something like that. And it kind of, it almost comes in diamond patterns, like almost random diamond patterns. There we go. Something like that. Do you see how that's already starting to look like what I was telling you about? Now, up here is going to be much lighter because it's going to be closer to the sunlight. So I'm going to actually take a couple of these and just brighten them up. That, and maybe right here. Now her cheek is the closest to the sky, so we're going to make sure that's a lighter color. This is a lighter color right here, and this is going to be a little bit lighter. We're going to just put those colors in about right here. Now this is all her under her chin. That's at buccula. When you look up, the under chin. I'm going to take and finish out where I think that we need that medium skin tone, which is this, just this orange and yellow mix here. Okay, because it's going to be, there we go. And then kind of, especially down here, and then it's going to fade into that blue. It's going to fade into that blue. Just giving you the hints and the ideas that that color's there. because she's underwater, so you're going to get a lot of different variations on the colors. But when we come to like her cheeks, I'm going to take some of that magenta. I'm going to take some magenta and just white. I'm going to take magenta and white, and we're going to give it a pinky color and just a touch of that cad red. And I do mean a touch. I want it to be mostly pink. See, it's not... There we go. We're going to mix it in with that. Just going to mix it in. Try not to cover her curl, but I think that's going to happen. I'll put it back in. And I'm going to take that blue again, and I'm going to just put it back in right there. See, that cad red is going to mix with that, the cad red and yellow. It's going to mix with that and make it a gray. And that's okay. We want these varied colors. We love varied colors. The only problem I have with this, the way I'm painting this, is the my water's over there, so I have to really just wipe off. So I'm adding a little more yellow and red to this area. And we're going to bring some back this way so you can see that it comes back. There we go. And we're just barely coloring over that blue. I don't want to lose the blue. That's the reason we painted that first. I'm going to take the orange and yellow, and we're going to bring it down here some, especially right there. And we're going to let that blue be our shadows. And I know that's a little bit heavy right now, but we'll fix that a little bit. We're going to use that orange. Okay. We're going to put some pinky, that salmon pinky color under here. Because it's kind of it's a fleshy coloration. She's underwater, so I wanted to be a little pink and blue and orangey. I don't want her to be a complete, what we usually expect when we talk about skin tones. I want her to have that feeling that she's under there. And then we're going to take a little bit of that pink, but I'm going to lighten it, I think, because this is definitely lighter as it comes down. And it mixes with everything. And I'm going to put a little bit of it in here because we need it to kind of gel together. Now, we've got all this awesomeness going on. We are going to take, and I've been using the crappiest brush you can think of to do this. So, we're going to take our beautiful white and yellow, and we're going to give it the streaks. See? Here we go. White and yellow. Streaking it. There we go. Not completely. Now, I think that's a little too dark, and if it's a little too dark or too light, just tap it. Tap it in with your paint that's already there, and it fades in. Like right here, this is going to be the lightest point, and this is our lightest point right here and right here. So this is going to be a little bit light, and that's going to be a lot light. a lot of light. There we go. There, that's looking great. Okay. Now we're going to take those same colors, like the orange yellow mix, maybe add a little of that magenta to it. And watch this. We're just going to take that same coloration and we're going to add a little white to it, I think. There we go. I'm going to add a little white to it. Then, what colors do we have here? We have pink, so let's add that. This pink is right here. I mean, parts of it, you can see that clearly it's not completely an absolute. Because here's her eyes. Do you see that? You can add a little more skin color in here. Okay. Let's add a little more skin. Without losing all of it. There we go. I like that. Gonna get through those, There. So that's our skin colors. So let's put that up here. Let's do that a little bit like that. And this is a little more blued skin here. Well, let's add a little more red to that because that's too yellow, I think. Come down here. Which we're going to add that to there. And we're going to put that blue, that same blue we've got down here, I'm going to put that down here. Because it's right here. That's our beautiful shades and shadows. So we can tell that's the underside of her chin. Now it's starting to make sense. Okay. I'm going to grab some yellow and some orange, or that cadmium red, and I've got blue on my brush, so it dulls it down a little bit. And we can still come through and just do something like that, and then just cross through. There, I like it. Actually, I think we're going to take that same highlight color and we're going to just highlight right there. Just show that it comes down like that. And we'll come around to like that a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take that pink, the magenta, the quinine magenta, and the white. I'm going to make it pink. You know what? That is going to be our shadow color, I think. Because I don't think that's bright enough. I want our red to like be, oh my god, red. So I'm going to wipe that off and get more quinine without white. I'm going to bring it up here like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to take, those are my kids. I used that orange, actually, I used the cadmium cadmium red light medium light. How about that? Cadmium, medium, light. For that orange color right there. I'm going to come back through a little bit. And we're going to come back and we're going to get either a scarlet. I'm going to look at my reds in a little bit and see what we got. But this is our mid-tone. I think. There we go. We're going to put that like that. We're going to get our magenta in here. And we're just going to mix those two together because it's like they're so different. They're so beautiful in their own ways. Yeah. Because remember, she is an older movie actress, and they love their lipstick. They love drawing those really huge lips, kind of like what we're doing nowadays, but they were much more interesting in the respect that they were not only overdrawn, but it was a lot of really bright colors. Now, this movie was actually shot in black and white. And, oh, I forgot her arm, didn't I? Oops. I'm going to take that medium light, and just go through like this, about here, and just kind of fade it into that blue. There we go. And I'm going to use that same coloration on the other side right here. Because believe it or not, we're almost done with her. We will have to come back through and fix her hair. But she is almost done. Now all I'm doing is bearing the pressure of which I paint this. Because I don't have a very big brush. It's, like I said, it's one of those, I think it was in a kid's set that I bought it. And that's alright, because I like kid sets. I do. I have to admit, I love kid sets. I think they're awesome. Because kids, one of the reasons I usually buy kid sets is they're made to display. Like that. That's how I paint. I paint like some ruffian kid on my canvases. Okay, I'm gonna bring this in. Remember, this is our angles here. Her arm is coming this way. It's like that. And we can actually bring this down like this. See, her arm is coming like that. I know. Before we go too much further, I wanted to show off my wall. These are all the artworks that I've done so far this year. And cracks me up because I'm going to nausea cam you for a minute and bring you back down to the painting. But I promised a friend of mine I would show her what I've been up to. Okay, and so what I have done is pretty much nothing. Let me see. Let me see if turning on this light versus that light, because we're getting a lot of glare on the paint. Let me see if that helps. Wow. And it does to some degree, but not fabulous. Let me open up my studio here. See, it's such a dreary day. I don't have the sun, which makes it hard. So how about that? She looks beautiful. There, and we don't have the glare. Now you can see how she's kind of fading up in there. And I have grabbed some cadmium red. Cadmium red, not cadmium medium, not cadmium light, it's just cadmium red. Let me make sure. Yep, cadmium red hue, which is more of a tomatoey red versus the beautiful blue reds of the scarlets. I'm going to add a little bit of white to it. Yeah, just a little bit. I'm not trying to make it pink. I want it to be a statement. Let's see. Right there. And right along here. That works. See, that's a statement. That's like, holy chrome, there is some red there. Yep. Now the fun thing is, we've got all this craziness going on. I gotta move that. We're gonna add our lips in there. And that red's going to keep reflecting. It's not going to be in just one place. It's going to kind of bounce. But that red is going to be, yeah, I like it. Okay. We're going to take and grab some more skin color. I think, which is cadmium medium. Cadmium red light hue. Sorry, cadmium red light hue. And we're gonna put a little bit over it here because that's that shoulder. We want that shoulder right there. There we go. You can add a little white to it so it's less pink. We'll add some of that pink to it so it matches that color. Okay. We're gonna, because I'm crazy about this. If you use color, find a way to put it somewhere else. I'm crazy like that. That's okay. Now I'm just gonna come back through and I'm gonna revamp some of our darks like that. And this is some hair. So we're just painting it in. I'm using the Payne's Gray, and I've already got some idea of how that hair should look. So I'm just brushing it back over. Brushing it back over. Because I'm going to leave some of that bluish, grayish colors so it looks like hair. But like, see how it's kind of a bluish, grayish color right there? And it looks like it's... I'm going to leave that alone and just put in stuff that looks like it's close. There we go. Now, let me look and see what you're seeing. 'Cause I love looking at what you're seeing. The thing that we have left is her swimsuit. And maybe a little more of that Payne's Gray for the hair. I think we can darken the rest of that hair a little bit. I'm not going to go down here. This looks great the way it is. Kind of muted. But we need to keep going around her face to frame her face. So, let me grab my little brush here. And my Payne's Gray. And I'm horrible. There we go. Okay, we want it to kind of have some direction. It doesn't have to be any real certain direction, but just, we're going to pull it out like that. pull it in a little. And this is probably the darkest dark. So I'm going to really wipe it off and then lightly go over it. It's my darkest dark, so it's going to just graying it slightly. Not trying for big chunks. Just want it to have a little darkness to it. There we go. Now with her little beautiful bathing suit here, it was white in the movie. Well, it was a black and white movie, so it was light, and it was white in the poster. So I'm going to take that white here, and I'm just going to hit it on the shoulder. A little bit more right there. Okay, we're going to come around and pull. And it'll feed into that blue. There. Something like that. We're going to go over that line right there. And that's my black line. And there we go. There's that. Now we can actually come back through and kind of give an indication that it's coming down this way. There we go. And since I have that white blue, I can actually come up through here in that reflection and give you an idea that that's what's going on up here. A little more white. More white. There's her. I'm going to kind of give it the indication. There we go. Now, if these are her eyes, we could actually come in and put a pupil and maybe a color. I don't know. I'm just going to kind of, because I'm digging the idea. I've got kind of a purplish color. Because I think it would be kind of cool to see it through the water. So I'm going to bring that up a little here and kind of make it look like fading, and gonna put that there, and maybe a little bit purple here. Like I said, huge fan of if you use it somewhere, use it somewhere else. Now I've got that purple, and I'm gonna mix in some Payne's Gray with it, and I'm gonna use that as my shadow color here. Digging that. Okay. Now let's move on to our guy. First thing we're going to do is we're going to mix up some of our creature. We're going to take that blue and we're going to mix that yellow. And we're going to have more yellow than blue. And add a dollop of white into that brilliant blue and cadmium yellow. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick out his highlights. Because, like on his fingers, this is going to be a highlight right here. And what's the opposite of green? It's going to be that beautiful magenta. So that beautiful magenta is going to actually act as our lovely shadow color. And I know it sounds crazy to do it that way, but believe it or not, it makes it much more, visually, much more interesting. How we do that is we add just a touch of that magenta into that gray, or that green mixture we just made. See, here's our green mixture. This is us adding the magenta. It's not completely magenta, but there we go. Isn't he scary? Woo! Actually, I love these movies. I used to stay up late on Saturday nights and watch these crazy old movies and get so scared that I'd have to hide behind the couch, and it was a lot of fun. And my mom would tell me every time, no, you can't watch it because you'll get nightmares. Because yes, this stuff actually gave me nightmares. There we go. Let's put that in. There. Now see, the cool thing is we've got that, this webbing. Now what I think is going to happen is the light's going to shine through it. So I'm going to take that brilliant blue and white. I'm going to see what happens with that. And I'm just going to bring it through to that webbing. There we go. And just a little there. Just a little there. Grr. That looks scary. And again, like blue, but this time I'm going to add a little more blue than yellow. And we're going to do things like right here. And come around. We're going to, now under here I'm going to think I'll put more reds in it. But up there, this is all going to be, this is going to be lighter, so let's put our yellows in. Here's our yellows. It's going to be like that, right there. And his little frills, we'll worry about his frills in a minute. We're going to get his arm here and top of his rounded old head. Like that. And go. And maybe the other shoulder. Right here. Now this is going to be in the shadow because his arm is back, but this right here, these edges, and right here is not. So let's get some of that going on. There we go. I'm just going through that. That is mostly, well, let's get a little bit more light yellow going on up here. I think his little chrome dome should be a little lighter. And so should his frills here. I'm just wiggling. That frill, is that a frill? I think so. Okay. Now, he's so fun. He's going to be mostly in the shadows, so I'm not going to give him a whole lot of light streaks, but we're going to kind of give the indication of where he's at. Because when we come back through, we're going to put some light streaks in here. And so that way we can tell this is all underwater. Okay. I'm going to take some emerald green. And again, this is all Liquitex. So I love Liquitex. And I know that's not everybody's budget. Usually I do things that are used much cheaper, but when I do my work, stuff for me, I always use Liquitex. Okay, I'm going to take that emerald green and mix it in with that cadmium red, because we're going to start bringing in some shadowing here. And this is all in shadow right here. Here we go. Just a little bit of cadmium red goes a long way, especially with that green. Okay. And we're just giving the indication. Now we can add a little bit on the right here. Try not to make it look like he has man boobs, because he's like scary beast. He's not like man boob beast. Yeah, he's got, that should be in the light, I think. Back here, his back, right there. Yeah, I think so. There we go. And that will be in the back. Oh, right there. Now this will start to be in the shadow because it's under him. And that might be in the light. You can grab this. A little bit here. A bit here. Might have a little bit this way. Not much. Let's go with this. Here's this. We'll curve it. Curve. And curve. Here we go. Now we're going to just fill in. Like I said that. Okay, now this is his wrist. So we want to make sure there's a difference there between his wrist and his hand. So let's really put more red in that. I'm going to just make that dark. Notice I'm not covering up my lines, my original lines. It's okay not to. This is my horror cinematic painting here. There we go. There. You can see him. I think we need a little more red in this right here. How about right about there? And maybe under here. I want you to be able to see the differences. Each one of these weird little, I don't know what they are, plates. Actually, it's just a suit over scuba gear, so. But they did a great job. Now we could always go through, we could put different colors in. Let me see, because my light is fading. Oh, he looks good. Okay. So we should be able to finish this up real quick. I'm going to add a little more blue to it to give it a little darkness. Right here. I'm going to keep that really dark. And then I'm going to lighten it up as it goes towards the sides of his head. See, that's his side. And I'm going to mix it together. So we want to see that this is in shadow. But now they did this weird, like, I'm going to tip it with white here so you can see that thin. Pull, pull, pull. Out and pull. Here's another one here. Pull. Okay, we'll come back through with a little bit of different colors, but his chin and right there is going to be darker green like that. And this can be I have to get some more yellow. that is not, hold on, I gotta turn the light back on. There we go. Wow. Because I need to be able to see him. And I've got 7 minutes left to get him done to where you can see him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a smaller, my wiggler brush, so I can come back through with some of our details. I'm going to get my wiggler. And this is a frill. Here is another one coming out like this. This is his little brow ridge. We're going to bring that out. Bring that out again. And he has like weird, I don't know, he's just like comic booky, scaly. So I'm just putting white things there. And white things there. I want it to be catching the light a little. But I want you to be able to see that there's actually kind of this human head under that mask. Because that's really one of the captivating features about it. It was that this was really done with a real person in this mask. And my God, each one of the characters, she was fabulous. He was underwater, what, 90% of this film? And that had to be tough. Especially because I can't remember where they were filming. But I'm going to tell you right now, wherever they were filming, you couldn't have paid me enough to be in that water. It looked diseased. Okay, we're going to pull out that. Because he's got these great claws. Just pulling them out. Because in the 50s, the whole idea is that even weird creatures who look nothing like us would still want to, I guess, mate with human women. Which kind of makes you laugh when you think about it. Because, you know, creatures from the Black Lagoon wouldn't want, you know, to find some chick. And I guess I can see it because, I mean, he's kind of ugly. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of white to that blue, and I'm just going to highlight those eyes a little. There we go. We can actually, I think we'll put some gold, orangey gold into those eyes in a little bit, but we're going to put this, we're going to use that same color. There was like weird, I'm not sure if it were teeth. There. Now I'm going to take that cadmium red, not the cadmium red light, but the cadmium red, and then I'm going to mix it with the magenta first. And I'm going to make it very dark. I'm going to come through like that. Okay, because it was supposed to look, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if he was supposed to mimic a fish or if that mouth was mimicking something else. But now I'm going to take a little bit of yellow with that cadmium red, a little bit of white to it. I don't want a whole lot of it, but I need to punctuate it so you can see there's a little shine to it. There we go, and we're going to take that white and yellow, and I still have that reddish color on my brush. We're going to just tint those eyeballs. If you saw the eyes on that thing, it makes you laugh because they're just so glued on. I love it. I'm going to grab the rest of this, and again, Cad red and our emerald green, and we're just going to finish up these little stripes here. There we go. I'm just going to come through here. Then I'm going to add a little red right here. I'm going to grab more emerald, and I'm going to pull it through like that. There we go. So you can kind of see the difference. There we go. And you notice I'm not taking like hellacious amounts to paint him. The reason is we're going to go ahead and put some more water streaks in here in a minute. Let me see how we're doing time-wise. We have exactly 2 minutes to produce this. Well, we may not. I don't know. Let's get him done. Let's add a little bit of that green and white, the emerald green with white. I'm going to just pop them in here. There on that. Take that emerald green. Here we go. That's his one leg. I'm going to take emerald green and white and just kind of, there he is. Something like that. I like that. We need to add in the white of those claws here. Okay, just fill it in. Oh, I forgot that one. Then we're going to take literally out of yellow, so I'm not going to be quite as liberal with the there we go. Make sure that webbing kind of looks like webbing versus. Now that is about where we're going to stop. We are on the last leg of this journey of our crazy women of horror. I'm sure there's a hashtag. I'm sure there's something I'm supposed to say. But you know what? I don't remember it. So we're just going to get this done. Now the fun thing about awesome things like light is we take one of these, wrap your finger, and put it somewhere and pull. You're going to pull down like that. You just made some light. How fun. Now watch, we're going to do it again. I'm going to bring it over here. Yep, you got to watch your... Here we go, and we're just doing it over him. Because, excuse my language. I want it to kind of come down like that. Now, see how he's got all that gray that's, it's not very uniform, it's not very pretty. So what we're going to do, and I probably should have done this first, is I'm going to take that same idea, except I'm going to kind of just meld it in. Watch out for your pretty stuff that you've already done. Just rub it in. Just rub it in, rub it in. And we're going to go kind of like we just did with the light. Except without the light, there will not be, without dark, there will never be any light. And vice versa. So we're going to kind of pull down with the dark. We're going to pull up, or pull down with the light as well. We're not going to, we're going to put a little bit there. That's a lot more than a little bit. I'm going to put some there. I'm going to wrap my finger again, and I'm just going to buff it in. pop it in. And yeah, I know, I just took off the paint that I just put on it. So why don't I just add some more? There we go. Straight down. There. That. And we can actually bring it this way and go straight down like that. Oh, look. Our lip was still wet. Well, what do you do when that happens? Act like it didn't happen. Grab your green. And fix it. Ta-da! Okay, no more weight. And here's some. I want this to be far enough away that you're seeing it at a distance. So we're going to do that back here. We're not going to cover up her hair. I want that to be close. So her hair is not going to have those lines in it. So we'll put her hair back in first. I want that to be way behind her. So I'm going to cover it up like that. Good. I like that he's coming at her. And I like the way he's muted. Now we could always come through. I'm gonna grab some of that dark again. I think I'm gonna grab that little bit of Payne's gray and some of that emerald green and some of that magenta. I think. I'm gonna take my finger and just go like this, and I'm gonna draw in some quirky little seaweed. I want that to be there, like this. I think we can have that back this way. And I'm going to take and just put hints of it down this way. So it's... Let me stand back. I think I need to darken that edge there. This one. Yeah, because part of the problem with it being on this drafting table is that I have a little bit of a lip that usually doesn't get painted. So let's put a little bit of that in here. Give it some idea that it's here. Actually, we can make that a little darker. See? Come up, do that, do that. What do you think? I'm gonna look and see how it looks to you guys. I think he looks good. I think she looks great. I think I'm gonna call this one, oh, darn it, see? I know better. I do know better. I should look to see. I think we need more right here. That needs to be a little more right there. Maybe a little more like that. Like he's coming out of this scary stuff. Which, like I said, when I was watching that, I was thinking, why would you go swimming there? No! Diseases! Horrible, scary stuff. Monsters! See? He's in there. Monsters. Okay, I'm going to grab a little bit more white, and I'm going to come up right here. I'm going to pull down again. Oops. Hold on to your paper. Pull down again. Because I want it to be like directly overhead here. There. I like the light shafts. Let's see. I might need one or two more. Yes. What am I doing? Come here and look. What does it look like I'm doing? Hmm? What? Yes, come here, come here, come here, come here. Don't touch, because I don't. Now, just stand right there and look at it. Smile. Okay, now move. Are you, move, thank you. You feel better? Don't touch, don't touch. 2. Yep, there's my little ham and cheesecake here. I'm gonna fill it in right there. So I don't think it needs to be in one. There we go. I think it should be there. The light's directly overhead, so we're just in that area where the light is. We're kind of pulling it down. I like it. I'm gonna call it done. All right, well, thanks for hanging out, watching. And like, subscribe, whatever. Like, subscribe, and share. That's what it is. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.